Yeah, you know. So when the Golden Horde hit Russia from behind, Russia, ceased to exist for a little while. Then in 1480, some shirtless bear rider named Ivan said, "Fuck you, Mongols, this is our land," and declared Russia his. And because he met the minimum requirements for being known as the Great, he became Ivan the Great. So in this time, there was two famous Russian Ivans. There was Ivan the Ya and Ivan the Less Ya, or more Ya if you're into that sort of thing. So Ivan the Less Ya actually unified Russia this time. He built some sick-ass garlic church out in Moscow. But he really wasn't the coolest of dudes. Maybe it's because he seized public property, which is a trait that would continue in Russia's history. And he also destroyed the livelihoods of many of the Russian nobles, known as boyars. You know, Ivan really didn't like the Bull and boyars, and this resulted in some really gruesome deaths. Ivan would cook them and skin them alive so he could eat their asses. However, after the death of Ivan the Less Ya's first wife, he became more depressed, and Ivan's little outbursts weren't so little anymore. And this resulted in him fucking beating his family members to death. So all of this led to Ivan being known as Ivan the Terrible, which isn't actually so bad, because for once, he wasn't called the Great. So all shitty leaders, Ivan the Terrible left Russia in disarray and allowed his family line to just die off and collapse. However, the Romanovs rose to power in Russia, and they actually made Russian culture a thing, in things you see today, like Adidas tracksuits or vodka. Then some tall boy named Peter the Great noticed that Russia needed some port cities so they could stop being poor-ass farmers. Then he literally founded a city in Sweden. And he's like, oh shit, we don't own that. So then he fucking went to war with Sweden over a mistake he made. However, this was needed to be done because the Black Sea was just being cock-blocked by the Ottoman Empire. So you couldn't build a city there, it was just bad. Peter also told all the Russians to not be Russian anymore, and he told them to be more European. He would go to such lengths that he would literally run around Moscow with scissors and cut people's beards off if he saw them. He also made all the poor-ass farmers join the Slav Squad so they can play CSGO and kill all the suka blitz. So although Peter was fucking great and he was a good leader, he really didn't give anybody rights. And he was just yeah, fuck you. However, his successor, Catherine the Great, who may or may not have fucked the horse, by the way, just pointed that out, at least acknowledged that, the Enlightenment existed. And she's yeah, fuck that shit. People don't need rights. And then, some stuff happened in Russia. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, they built, some huge-ass railroad that extended all across Russia. And Russians woo, we're so good at technology. And every other Western nation ever is haha, frickin' normie. We had trains since, ever. So then, for some reason, Russia went to war in Japan, in, Manchuria and, all this area. And they got debated and lost. So now Russia is because of its size and its inability to do anything, it's the bullied fat kid out of school. It was bad. So the Russian government is not doing so well at this time. And then so Tsar Nicholas II invited some homeless dude named Rasputin to just chill at his place for a little bit. And the public didn't like this because they kind of knew that Rasputin was influencing the Tsar. And they're yeah, we don't want our leader of our government to be influenced by some sweaty homeless monk he just found off in the Siberian forest. So Rasputin had a bunch of conspirators against him, and eventually they planned to murder him. So what they did is they tried to poison Rasputin, that didn't work, then they shot Rasputin in the back twice and once in the head, and he still lived! Then they beat him, and he was still alive at this time, and then they're I don't know what we gotta do, and then they put him in a trash bag and threw him down the river, and then he died! Jesus! You could survive all that, but then you died of some fucking water, wow. So now Russia is in a really tough spot. You got World War I right around the corner, the people hate the leader, and some dude named Vladimir Lemonade just discovered what the fuck socialism is. If you're a loyal comrade, please leave a like and subscribe for more of my ramblings about this history content. Ooh.